Guys, you haven't seen a video in about 3 or 4 months, if not more. But this weekend we all went down as a group down to Manchester for Oktoberfest, I think it was, and this is just a deck profile of what I played for the weekend. It's almost similar list as to what was last seen on the channel, so I'll go through it fairly quickly and just speak about the matchups. So for the event I played Dungeon, which probably doesn't surprise a lot of people. The only thing that's really different from the last time is 2 cards, and a lot of things are more pretty. So I played 4 Bladewing Phoenix, and then self-explanatory, it creates the OTKs. It's the 5000 power 1 gauge, double attack 2 crit, just too good. It hit the Iblis, which was the only 2 matches that I lost were my first round against Danger and my top 8 against Danger. So I can't fault it at all. It's just too good. Next up, I played 4 Brave Drum. It's Soul Guard and its penetrate effect actually came in really handy over the weekend. So it won me a couple of games, the penetrate, and the 3 crit as well. It put in a lot of work, more than I expected it to. So I then played 4 Shilavana. This is almost the exact same list, but with a little bit of differences in the side deck, sort of. But Shilavana I've already explained, and it's really easy. Next, 4 Tetsuya. I don't need to explain this anymore. Everyone knows what it does. Lastly, for the monster lineup, I play 4 Big Surprise Pandora. The reason I use this over anything else is the 5000 power. It comes in handy a lot. Onto spells, I played 4 of potentially one of the most broke cards in the game, and that's Continue. You top deck a Continue and you almost win every game you play. 4 Form a Party for consistency, just to search out those adventurers. And the life gain as well, it's always useful. And 3 Restant and Zarrow Hot Springs. They were my sole mission cards, sole consistency. It's all I think the deck needs, because it's a lot of adventure as well by itself. So here's where the change comes. I played 2 Hidden Crossbow. This was instead of the Tsuku's, and this is ultimately a lot more useful. It hits 3000 or less defense with a counter with no gauge, so I don't see any harm in playing it. It won me a couple of games, it saved me a couple of times, it lost me because I couldn't hit Raging Spirits. Well, I didn't lose against that game, I didn't lose that match, but it was definitely a sideable option. Then I played 4 Shaushana. It's the Nullify for the deck, and with the new set release I do hope we get some form of other Nullify that's not reduced by 3. Lastly, the card that I didn't like the most in the whole day was Dangerous Fuse. I played 4 and I now hate it. I can't stand the card, and gauged it most of the time and sided it out almost every time I sided. Lastly, for the spells, we have 4 Pillar Fire, which is honestly, I shouldn't explain that one, it's not needed. For items, I played 4 Glory Seeker, and I played an Impact as well, of Dead End Crush. All self-explanatory and been said before in the previous video. So for the side, I sided 4 gummy slime. This was just in case I hit something with move, and I didn't have all my dungeon stuff with me, so I was left with kind of what I had from last year. So it was 4 gummy slime. I played 3 Cecilia's Spell Disarm, mainly for danger, but they're genuinely too fast for me to keep up if I use that 2 gauge. So I'm thinking of trying to find something else in dungeon to replace this. Then I played 2 Rolling Stone. I didn't get sided in once, and I didn't need it, but I might have needed it, and I would regret it not having at least 2. Lastly, the card that I sided most, and it's probably the best side deck I have right now, which is a Tembu. It won me a match in the last round to get me into top 8. I paid the 2 gauge to destroy a monster, and then I hit a dungeon enemy off of it, so I could continue, and then he didn't have it with nullify, so I beat him from there. But yeah, that's the deck profile. I'll run through quickly what I played against. So first round I lost to Danger. I couldn't really do anything, and he just beat me down before I had a chance. Round 2 I played against Skull Warriors. The only problem was he had set up the impact with a card underneath, and I wasn't sure what that card was. So I was on 2 life, and I knew that I was going to either die or my weapon was going to attack and I was going to die. So I just tested to see what it was, and then after that I knew what he was playing, so then I pretty much just beat him from there, and it was okay. It was fine. Round 3 I played against Raging Spirits, which is where I literally just destroyed every monster he summoned and then beat him down with Glory and the Tetsuya and Bladewing. So I got a bit lucky in that one, but that's just the game as a whole. Then I went on to play 2 dungeon mirror matches, I think is right. No, I then played a Magic World player who it was okay because they can't really outrush this. They're mainly a defensive deck, but they can't outrush dungeon still. Then I went on to play 2 mirror matches, and I think mirror matches, it's all luck based. So in the final, I won game 1, and then we were on game 2. It was quite a long match, and then he Glory Seekered and hit a spell, and then I Glory Seekered and hit a spell, and then top decked a drum to win. He didn't have a nullify, and he was on 3 damage, so I won off the drum. Then I went into the last round where I played Danger, and that's where I used the Tembu and I beat him down so quickly in game 1 that he didn't have a nullify, and I had the 11 damage combo with Tetsuya Blade and the weapon, and he couldn't do anything. And then in top 8, I got into top 8. I came 5th in Swiss, and then got into top 8, and then lost to a Danger. He hit every nullify that he possibly could, and I didn't hit any. So that's what happens. But anyway, if you have any foils, I will be I'm missing 7 foils to complete the deck in max rarity. Apart from that, there's nothing else I really want to say. So if anyone has 2 foil continue, 2 Restant Azaro Hot Springs, 2 Shalshana, and a Dangerous Fuse, I'd comment down below or add me on Facebook. Anyway, thanks for listening guys, and Buddyfight Glasgow signing off.